Hi, thanks for joining us. How does a sister go from slinging pizzas at the California Pizza Kitchen to becoming one of the top entertainment attorneys in the country? Well, Sean Chapman-Holly's getting ready to tell us right now. So, Sean, about those pizzas? Barbecue chicken thigh or what?
Yes. You know, that was actually my favorite job. Even though this is a great experience that I'm having, I still like being a waitress better because, I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because when you're a waitress, you're just making people happy. They're already happy, they're out to eat, and you're making them happier. In this line of work, it's really not quite
Oh, come
the
on.
same.
I think folks are quite happy with you. Shemar Moore, you're representing him on his DUI case. You're representing Nicole Richie, Paris Hilton, Tupac, OJ, Snoop. Why are all these folks coming to you?
Well, I think it's because I'm a very passionate advocate.
Okay.
I feel very strongly about what it is I'm doing in court, and I think that they feel that. Johnnie Cochran was my mentor.
That's right.
And he taught me
one of his
a
partners,
lot.
in fact.
Yes,
Where does that passion come from for the law? I mean, I know that oftentimes, you know, when we look at African Americans and you know, African American women, I know that there are people looking at you going, wow, how is she doing that? So it must come from that passion.
You know, I don't know. I come from a family of law enforcement officers, which is really interesting that I went to the public defender's office, which is kind of the opposite of that.
Right.
So my family always says to me, where did you go wrong? They're very disappointed in me.
And you were, for a number of years, you were working as a public defender.
So public defender Johnnie Cochran saw me in court one day on a long cause preliminary hearing and recruited me to come to his firm. And 5 months after I got to the firm, the O.J. Simpson case happened, which really was kind of the pivotal moment in my career. Everything turned after that.
You're being way too modest because,
No, it's
correct
true.
me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the first case involving Michael Jackson?
Oh yeah, that's right.
It just so happened to be the case involving Michael Jackson
That's right.
and
That's right.
exposing his penis and all that other stuff, right?
That's right. Yes, I somehow forgot about that.
So tell us about that. I mean, how was that like for you being, because you're probably one of the few women that have actually had that type of experience.
You know, it's very different for me, having been a public defender where I was representing, as Johnny used to say, the no Jays. It's a very different experience representing celebrities. But I enjoyed very much my work in the public defender's office representing regular people in matters that were very, very important to them, matters of life and death.
Who's been your favorite client?
Geronimo Pratt. I love everybody, but Geronimo Pratt, who had been in prison for 27 years for something he didn't do, that getting him out of prison with Johnny and Stuart Hanlon was the greatest victory of my legal career.
So much of that case centered around race.
Yes.
What has been your perspective in terms of black African Americans and the legal system? Do you think that the system is just us, as they say when we're talking about justice?
As you know, you go to criminal court, you go to any courthouse really, and you see primarily African American and Latin men. And it makes you stop and wonder, could these be the only people who are committing crimes? I don't think so, or something else going on here. You know, I think a lot of it has to do with police perception, and that's why it was really wonderful working with Johnny on police misconduct, civil rights litigation, because that's another way to deal with and combat that kind of racism that affects people and may affect their liberty, you know, for the rest of their lives.
Now, so for you, this whole black issue in terms of you being an attorney, do you feel as though to some extent that is your calling?
Well, it's interesting because this is the first time I'm at a firm that is a primarily white firm. It's entertainment business litigation firm, and this is new for me because I'm used to representing people of color. But I have found that I can continue to do good work there, and I'm bringing some of my clients down to Santa Monica.
Now, what's also new for you is that you're now juggling being a wife, a mom, and that wasn't necessarily your career path. In fact, you waited later before you started going in that direction.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
Well, you know, come on, let's face it. You're not 19.
No,
but
no.
You're looking fabulous at 40.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. No, that's the hardest part, balancing that part of it. My firm was having a huge party, our opening party, and everybody was supposed to be there, but it happened to be the same night as my 4-year-old's parent-teacher conference. And I had to make a choice, and to me it was a pretty easy choice. I was going to the parent-teacher conference, but my partners didn't quite understand that, and it was very difficult actually walking out of the office as the caterers were coming in and the guests were arriving. But
because you epitomized, if I were to say Sarah Jessica Parker, the whole Sex and the City, that was you. I mean, you were like, let's do the tequila shots. You were working hard, but then you were also this LA girl, right?
Yes.
And so now you're the wife of, let's talk about your husband a little bit before we wrap up.
My husband is a singer. He's toured with everyone, Michael Jackson on down or up, however you want to look at it. He's also the vocal coach now on American Idol. He too is very busy. He has a very erratic schedule, and we have a 4.5-year-old. So, and that's our priority. So trying to juggle all of that is very, very difficult.
I think people watching will say, you know what, this is an inspiring Black sister who's putting it down. And we appreciate you being here, Sean.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin.
You're watching Sidebar on Three Brothers and a Sister TV. See you next time.
Thanks for watching Three Brothers and a Sister TV. For more, log on to www.threebrothersandassister.tv.